It was late evening when I returned from a business trip and noticed that the power to my ranch had been cut. Immediately, I knew that Karen was behind it. True to form, she had apparently thought it was her right as an HOA member to control the utilities to my property. What she didn't realize was that cutting power on someone else's land, especially when it's metered and under private ownership, was illegal and could have serious legal consequences. Through the security feed, I could see Karen standing near the main power panel, clipboard in hand, smirking as if she had successfully executed some HOA coup. She had no idea that I had a backup system, fully autonomous, that allowed me to monitor and control the electricity flow remotely. More importantly, all actions were logged with precise timestamps, providing evidence of her illegal tampering. I immediately contacted the local utility authority, as well as the police, reporting a suspected illegal power shutoff. Meanwhile, I remotely accessed the ranch's internal power system and froze the account linked to HOA billing, ensuring that any attempts by Karen or her accomplices to manipulate the system would fail and be fully documented. Through the PA system, I addressed Karen calmly but firmly. "Karen, you are trespassing and interfering with private property. Your actions are illegal. Restore power immediately or law enforcement will be involved." Karen, of course, ignored the warning, thinking she could act with impunity. She waved her hands at the workers she had brought, insisting that they continue their legal intervention. What she didn't know was that every movement, every step she took near the power panel, was being recorded with both video and digital logs, evidence that could and would be used in court. Within minutes, the local sheriff arrived. Karen tried to explain, pointing at her clipboard and repeating the HOA bylaws, but the deputies quickly noted that HOA bylaws do not override property ownership or utility rights. They began documenting the trespassing, interference, and potential criminal activity. Karen's smirk started to fade. I walked up to her, holding detailed logs of power usage, legal ownership, and timestamps showing her actions. "Ma'am," I said, "you have no authority to cut power on my property. You are trespassing and committing illegal interference with utilities. Any further actions will result in arrest and prosecution." Her face drained of color. She realized that her actions, which she had believed to be a clever HOA tactic, had now put her in serious legal jeopardy. Her 911 calls and her attempt to manipulate the power supply were all fully documented, and the deputies confirmed that she was liable for the disruption. By the end of the night, power had been fully restored, Karen had been removed from the property, and the incident had been meticulously recorded for legal purposes. HOA privileges were permanently revoked, and she faced a formal notice of trespassing and criminal interference. Neighbors who witnessed the situation couldn't believe that Karen had once again overstepped her bounds, thinking she had authority over private property and utilities. Karen had thought cutting the power would intimidate me. Instead, she triggered law enforcement intervention, recorded repeated harassment and trespassing violations, and permanently lost HOA privileges, all while I maintained full control of my ranch's power. Karen tried to use the HOA to cut my power. Instead, she learned firsthand that rogue HOA members cannot interfere with private property utilities without facing immediate legal and personal consequences.